What's up, everybody? It's Dark Horse Sports Talk Podcast. Who would have thought that the off season would be bringing so much news, and the headlines are just so rampant in the NBA and the NFL. We've got a lot going on. My name is Ben. We're gonna talk to the boys. Introduce yourselves.
I'm Colin.
I'm Rico.
And the biggest talk of the town right now is that the king, LeBron James, has chosen his destination. We were speculating on it at the end of our last episode, and every show on ESPN right now, social media every day is talking about the evolving storyline around LeBron James choosing the Philadelphia 76ers as potentially his final destination before retirement. This creates a super team in a lot of people's eyes because they just acquired Jaylen Brown, who was an MVP candidate and finals MVP in his prime, to join the trade over to the Philadelphia 76ers. We still got Maxey, BJ Edgecombe. We've got a LeBron James, of course, and Embiid over there. And I mean, this could be the, I don't know, is this now the favorite team to win the NBA championship, or at least the Eastern Conference? I want you guys to chime in right now because I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to think about this crazy acquisition by the 76ers.
Well, the 76ers are now loaded, so I mean, they do seem like a super team, but I think it was a mistake for LeBron to go to the Sixers, man. Like, I think he should have gone back to Miami. That's where it started. That's where it should have finished. Have a Cinderella story, whatever you want to call it. But now going to the Sixers, man, because I want to see the competition between the Sixers and Miami with with Miami having LeBron. I think that would have been an epic battle to really see what's going on. But I don't know. If you ask me, I think it was a mistake to go to the Sixers.
It's a shocker. Well, started Cleveland, by the way. It did not Miami. He went to Miami probably, I don't know, third way into his career. He started in Cleveland, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up. It's a shocker, but everybody's giving him crap because they say he's the one that started the whole super team thing. But really, from what I remember, the first real super team was Boston in 2008 with Burnett, Pierce, and Rondo. They started that. And then LeBron kind of started doing that more and more and more. And, of course, he's going to chase a ring. He's, 40-something years old? Of course he's going to chase. I have no problem with him going to Philly. It was a shocker, but no problem.
No, I still think that it was a mistake for him to go there.
How about you, Colin? What are your thoughts?
It's a good move. I mean, he went to the team that he can win a championship with. I mean, if he's trying to win championship, which that late in your career you probably are, I think it's a good move for him. I mean, that's a great team. The only thing I'm a little concerned about is their depth. I mean, they got decent depth, but they don't have crazy depth. So I just am wondering how they're going to redo the rotations. They definitely got to keep a few of those guys out there on the floor while they're bringing in these depth pieces. They can't just bring in a wave of depth pieces and then just hope they're going to stay, playing well. So they just got to figure out the rotations. But overall, I think this was a good move for, his potential chances of winning a title this year.
Yeah.
I think they could have won the title even without him.
Think so?
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, they were already pretty stacked to begin with.
Wait,
him going over there, overstacking.
So are you saying that they were better before LeBron James joined them? By the way, it was a 2-year, $8 million deal. So it's to get the all-time leading scorer in the NBA. That's a very reasonable, for the team contract, which may allow them to get more depth. I don't know. But Rico, what it sounds like you're saying is with LeBron James, they're not that good, but they could have won without him.
Yeah, because I think LeBron James is somewhat of a ball hog. He's not very much of a team player. That's why I was like, they don't need him. The Sixers could have won without him because I think it's going to hurt their chances now because he's got to try and, hard the glory. I mean, that guy's always been, he only thinks about himself. I don't think he's really a team player. And I've seen that multiple times across multiple teams that he's played. Why does he have the title of the most points? Probably because he hogs up all more than not. I mean, come on. That's why I think it's actually the Sixers are being there. That's why I say it's a bad move.
Whoa. Wait a minute. He loves to pass the ball. Look
Yeah.
at his assist numbers. Are you psycho? I mean, he's got the scoring record because he's been in the league for 24 years. That's why he's got the scoring record. He loves to pass the ball. We like doing it,
Think-
Rico.
I'm,
When he was playing with Kobe, even Kobe called him a
I'm the
ball
biggest.
hog back in
I'm
the
the biggest.
day. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm
come
the big-
on, what are you trying
I'm
to
the
say
biggest-
here?
I'm the
Kobe
biggest-
was more of a
I'm the
team
biggest
player than
Kobe.
LeBron ever was.
I'm the biggest. Whoa! You just took words out of my mouth before I even could. I'm the biggest Kobe stan, and Kobe
Yeah.
was 10 times more of a ball hog than LeBron.
Absolutely.
And I'm a Kobe stan.
No way, no way.
Big time.
I don't know.
Kobe,
Agree to
Oh,
disagree
Rico,
on that one.
I'm gonna have to agree on this one with
Rico-
the other
Ah,
guys.
boo
Rico,
on
you gotta
guys.
look at the go look at the stats, look at the assist, and there's a difference in assists and a wide margin, and then you might change your tone a little bit. I mean, assists have to do
Maybe,
a lot with
maybe. But
passing the
as
ball.
far as the games that I've seen him play, I think he's a ball hog.
So originally, LeBron James said he was strongly considering retirement at the end of the season with the LA Lakers, but he said he has more to give. He loves the sport of basketball and he wants to win another championship. So he did choose the Philadelphia 76ers. I heard that Jaylen Brown probably was a big part of that decision. Obviously, it gives them a much greater chance to win. Last I checked, they're now third favorites, according to Las Vegas, to win the championship, only following the Spurs and OKC Thunder. My thoughts at first, I agree. It's like finals or bust. I mean, like this seems like everyone was so excited. It seems like almost a sure thing, but now I'm starting to see some cracks. A lot of people are talking a lot of trash, like Rico's doing. Funny enough, a lot of LA Lakers fans like have turned their back on LeBron already. I
Dang.
guess maybe because he went to the Sixers for a small contract. It's like, hey, if you just wanted $8 million, you could have stayed here. Another thing is there are rumors that if Embiid can't stay healthy and can't contribute to a championship win, that there's already a deal in the works that they'll trade Embiid for Anthony Davis, which sparked some thoughts too. So, in some ways, yes. I mean, LeBron James has been, you know, it's always been that he goes to a team, he attracts the players he wants, and he'll go to a team that has a good chance to win. He'll even affect the coaching staff and things like that. But I mean, yes, I mean like this is like a really good chance for them to win, Rico. I don't know what to think of it right now. I mean, we'll have to see. Obviously, he needs to stay healthy. I heard that he may play some point guard also, which is right now
That's what I heard.
probably Maxi's position. Another complaint I saw was that a complaint, if you want to call it that, is that Maxi and VJ Edgecombe, this could actually stunt them because they can play better off the ball, they play faster. But LeBron James is more now at his age is more of like a half court player, controlling the offense that way. So it might mess up the flow that they've kind of got. But Charles Barkley had said that if he can win 2 more championships, he talked to Stephen A. Smith on his show. If he wins 2 more championships, like with Philly back to back, he might have to call him the greatest player of all time. So I don't know if you guys heard that, but
No, I never hear that.
Yeah,
'Cause
was
I don't
just
believe
curious
that
to
at
hear
all.
what you thought. So really, how does this move affect LeBron James' legacy? Do you guys think? Both win or
I
lose.
think it tarnishes it.
Yeah.
I don't think it affects it. I mean, he's already had a great career. He could have already called it a day a couple times, but I guess he's searching for that another championship, man. He's just searching for that championship. But in his most players that, extend their career and play like this, they're going downhill. This guy's not really going downhill. He's taking a slight bump. But I think he knows that he's not going to dive so much to hurt his career, per se, his stats and whatnot.
He's just old.
I just think
He's not
yeah,
gonna
but
be
he's
that
so
good.
that so good that it's not going to affect his stats.
It's totally
and
gonna
his
affect
status.
his athleticism.
Not
The
that
older
good.
you
Or
get,
just
the worse you get. It's been proven year after year. It's not older I get better. Hell no. That does not happen in
But-
sports.
But I just don't think you understand what I'm trying to say. When you're scoring 25, 26 points per night, still at that age, it's not, you scored 29, 30 points your whole career. scoring 25 or 26 points isn't going to affect your 29-point average because you've played so long in the NBA. So that's what I'm trying to say. He still is scoring enough and assisting enough and rebounding enough to not affect those stats.
I can understand that, but you cannot say that he's just as good when he was like in his 20s and 30s.
We're not saying
That's
that.
not what I'm trying to say.
Okay, that's the interpretation I was getting.
Yeah, I mean, he's saying that he's
that's not
playing
what I was
good,
saying.
but there's 3 athletes I can think of that late in their career are still playing great. Different sports. LeBron, Big Papi, and Brady. The 3 of them were in their late 30s, early 40s, and still dominating at their position. Then, when they started to fall off to the point where they thought they couldn't contribute as much, they retired.
That's fair.
What he's doing.
Yeah.
Fair.
There's quite a few others that have done really well into their early, 40s and late 30s and whatnot. Just you can't really.
Is that like the hard hitting, the hard action, the hard running, which doesn't happen when you get older?
Yeah, he's averaging 20 points
definitely.
now. But with that being said, the entire starting lineup is averaging 20 or more points. So who do you think is going to be the main focal point of the offense when it comes to scoring? Like, who's going to be the top scorer? Who's going to be the guy who takes the last shot for the Philadelphia 76ers?
Jalen.
Yeah, bro.
That's a good question.
He's the one making the money. They're going to put the ball in his hands.
They're going to give him the ball to make the last shot. That's true.
For Maxey. I mean, Maxey is Maxey. Well, those two.
Don't you think that it's going to build like a little bit of animosity amongst the team because one player is getting favored over the other?
I don't. Not with that team. I don't think there's much ego, except unless there's something with Jaylen Brown. Obviously, we've all heard about how he felt he deserved his own team and to be like the star player. But on top of that, he's been underrated his whole career so far. Even though he's got big contracts, he still always was looked at as the second option. Even when Jason Tatum was hurt and he took over that team, the Boston Celtics, that is. So I could see a little bit of that. But I don't think that's going to be the case here in Philly, Rico, because I think Jaylen Brown's going to be the number 1 scoring option. However, I wouldn't be completely surprised if LeBron James is like one of the final like final shot option, perhaps. I don't know. But Jaylen Brown, I do think he's a good two-way player. I think he's going to be relied on a lot, especially with Joel Embiid not being sure about what his health is going to be. And I don't know. I think it's going to be Jaylen Brown, like Colin said. But I could see LeBron taking some of those final shots. He's just such a big dude. And he's going to have the ball in his hand. He's a good facilitator, unlike what Rico said. And he'll find the open guy if he doesn't want to take that shot. So I think it's a good move for the Sixers. I know Philly fans are excited. I'm worried as a Celtics.
I think Eagles going to play.
We'll see. I know the Knicks are chomping at the bit to show them who's boss.
He's a really good decoy.
Conference.
He's a good decoy at this age, at those last kind of shots and stuff.
Well, I want to see what happens, like if they actually play like a team, or if Eagles going to take over.
I think they're old enough.
See.
I think they're old enough as a roster and hungry enough for a ring. The Eagles aren't going to be a
I
problem.
don't know. I'll wait to see.
They're all hungry.
They're all hungry.
Yeah, and the way it's built now, even if Joel Embiid isn't healthy the whole season, I could still see them making the playoffs, and hopefully he could be healthy by then. Like this team is really, really good right now. Well, we'll see. Anything could happen. As far as legacy goes, if I could just add my piece really quick, I actually think this does hurt his legacy, but who cares? King's gonna do what he wants, right? He wants to win more championships. That'll help, but I'm already seeing it now. There's just more debate about about who like the GOAT is in the NBA or in basketball all time, and just that this kind of solidifies in a lot of people's minds that it can't be LeBron because he's joining another super team, so to speak, on the Eastern Conference too. So I don't know. I think it kind of hurts, but at the end of the day, it's LeBron and his decision. So it's all good.
It's all about the money.
He's a whole
Well,
team.
not this case, apparently.
Yeah, we'll just
rings.
spark a new topic based off that. Okay. The talent level back then was nobody could create a super team. I mean, what are we talking about? How can you create a super team back then? You know what I mean? So it's just that argument doesn't really hold really, much weight, because they couldn't have created super teams back then. The plethora of players and the talent level is not where it is today. There's
true.
so many good players these days, dude. There are so many players in the NBA that you can say is the best player in the NBA. What back then it was Michael Jordan. It was Michael Jordan, and it was
Before
Jordan.
Michael, maybe
Now
Will
it's like,
Chamberlain.
hey,
It was
Yeah,
Michael.
Nico,
thing-
man, you're bringing up a good point. A lot of people have short-term memory when it comes to sports. I mean, like, LA Lakers,
Especially on the GOAT.
you can argue that they had a super team back in the day, before any of us were probably born, right? So it's like,
Right?
way back, yeah, in the
Right.
70s.
but
They had some good teams for sure.
yeah, and I mean, they were
But-
but yeah, I don't know.
Those two super teams were playing each other. Celtics, Boston. They were playing each other. No other
Correct.
teams were super built like those two teams. That's sorry, but there's a lot of stuff to think about when you look back that far into history. Today's NBA, way
Yeah.
more players that are high level.
Because I'll go
In
back
my
to
opinion.
like when it was the Bulls
Another
and
thing that I
Utah
saw,
Go ahead.
back in the day.
yeah, in the late 90s.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
another thing that's just really quick that I saw last night, so before, I think 96, 97, 98, there was one test per year for performance enhancing drugs. There's 4 now. They knew when that one test was.
was coming.
It's another thing to think about as a fan. Dude, those guys knew when they were getting tested.
This is true.
One time a year.
So you go clean for a couple
can make you
weeks and then go back on the juice.
No,
But dude, I'm just being serious, bro. There
Yeah.
was one test, and those guys knew when it was. Now there's
Right.
4, and you can't do anything. Makes you think.
so
Juicing, people have always been juicing though, even knowing or not knowing, because there's ways to get around those tests. And I'm sure the players already know how to do that. I mean, it's always been one of those things in every sport, or they find new drugs that are not being tested for, but give you the same boost as steroids or whatever other drug they may be using.
Another quick step there. MLB, the Hall of Fame happened this week. You guys all happy with the inductees? Carlos Beltran, Jeff Kent. Who's the third one I'm missing? Michael.
Like Beltran, I think that was a good one.
Yeah.
Andrew Jones.
Andrew
Andrew Jones, Jeff Kent,
I mean, what would I not be happy?
Carlos
about?
Beltran.
I don't know. What am I not happy about, Colin?
Well,
They've earned it. I don't know.
I'm just asking. Some people, don't think some players are,
Should have deserved to go.
sometimes are a little skeptical about players that get. I mean, it's the Hall of Fame, dude, and they leaving out Barry Bonds.
Pete Rose.
players that-
Come on.
Yeah, but they've been leaving them out for a long time.
that's the only reason I brought it up, because
This,
yeah,
I mean,
there's
sure,
been a lot of instances with the Hall of Fame.
I mean, but
you know.
most of the Hall of Fames in any sport, it always has to be somewhat political. You know what I mean? It's never really just the athleticism that's involved in the game or how you play the game. There's always outside factors that determine that. So that's why it's like, if they get elected, great. But I mean, it doesn't mean that they're the greatest of all time. That's usually a discussion amongst the community. You know what I mean? The Hall of Fame is just another ring on your finger type of thing, the way I kind of look at it. And you get actually recognized by other players, but they even know that, it's a political aspect, because there's a lot of great players that deserve to go that never got a chance because of their outside activities. So there is a little bit of a discrepancy in that, especially in any Hall of Fame, MLB, NBA, NFL. You name it, there's always going to be some politics involved in that. So I give it like 70% credit that they make it, but the other 30%, it's always dealing with the politics and behind it. That's just my take on any MVP type of
I know what you're saying.
situation.
Pretty sure it's just the MLB that are leaving people out. I haven't heard about the NFL or the NBA doing that. There definitely is a lot of politics involved, but it's just
yeah, the NFL did have some
MLB.
controversy with Bill Belichick, and who was the other one?
I can go on and on. Like Heinz Ward, another Steeler that should have been there, should have been inducted years ago, and still no go. They say that he didn't play enough, or he didn't pass enough, or catch enough. But that guy was a Hall of Famer from the start.
Steve Smith Sr. When you think of the Panthers, you think of Steve Smith. Just saying,
Right.
greatest slot receiver of all time.
Yeah, there was Bill Belichick, and I think it was like Robert Kraft or
Yeah. It was Kraft and Belichick. It was
But-
their first.
Yeah,
Well,
but
just
that was because of the championship stuff that they, got investigated for and stuff. Not, I mean, that's kind
look, they're gonna make it. They're gonna make it in though. But what Rico's point was, like, people felt some type of way, and they thought they were the arbiters of who should make it in or not, and their vote counted against it, which is silly. Like, they're gonna make it in next year. You can't keep voting the winningest head coach
At
and
least you hope.
franchise owner of all time. But I want to go back. I just want to show hands really quick. I'm just curious. You brought up this name earlier, Rico, but like Barry Bonds. You guys think Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame? Hands up if you think he should at this point. What do you think, Mike? Mike, I'm curious. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm one of the fans. I was the
just-
biggest Barry Bonds fan. For me, it's Bonds, McGuire, Sosa. They're all in the same boat. I think you can make a debate for it and against it. By the numbers,
But why
should.
would you go against? Why?
The
why would
numbers
you
he
go against
should.
it?
By the numbers, he should. But
But why would you go against it? Has he ever tested positive?
he's never
Barry Bonds? I
but-
think he did, didn't he?
So I never tested positive.
It,
I want to just hear why you would ever be against it. That's the only reason. Do you think he did steroids?
Well,
never
that wouldn't be
tested
the only
positive.
reason,
No,
because
I-
the other reason, he didn't like the public. He never even talked to the public, and he talked down to a lot of his fans.
I don't care how you treat the fans. I don't because Hall of Fame's about numbers. But I think he tested positive. That's the reason why I think he should be in. By numbers, he should.
Why?
And that's
Right.
what I'm talking about, the
That's
politics,
how- yeah.
the politics behind the numbers.
Yeah.
And sometimes because of that, they're a great player, but they won't make it in.
I think that if he just stayed off the juice and he was the player that he was in Pittsburgh, he still would be in. He would be in easy.
I just don't. I don't know what you're saying. He never tested positive. So how are you sitting there and saying, "Oh, he's the player he was on Pittsburgh, bro"? Like, what are you trying to say, bro? He never tested positive.
You look at his head size, man. Actual-
I don't care what he looks like. I don't care what he looked like. Did he test positive?
He technically never tested positive.
Technically,
you can't-
technically.
Can't say- No, he never tested positive. Alex Rodriguez never tested positive. I mean, come on. You guys can't hold these opinions against people when they don't even
He's got
have a test against them.
That was the thing, because the players knew that they were taking him. I mean,
going to make you hit the ball?
yeah.
Another thing, how many players are you going to watch? There's a perfect good interview that I was watching of Chipper Jones last night talking about Barry Bonds. He says, Barry Bonds was on the Galactic All-Stars, and we were all on the Earth Stars.
I saw
Nobody
that, yeah.
ever in history has been anywhere near that guy.
Right.
Dude,
I saw that. Yeah.
dude, I mean, that's really crazy to say when the dude was getting walked, at the craziest pace we've ever seen. And
He got
had
one. He got one
the
pitch a game.
most home runs in history with the most walks, unintentional walks, and intentional walks. It's just dude, the dude didn't even get to hit as many pitches that most players do.
That's
and
true. That's true.
Their stats are closer to him. There's a lot of stuff that
Well,
I
one
think
other
Barry
person.
Bonds.
One of the
it definitely
perspectives,
should-
when Canseco,
What?
I think it was Canseco, wrote that book and he called out a lot of different players, I think that's what kind of hindered a lot of people's chances. Remember the whole steroid aspect, and he wrote that book and he started calling out certain players. And I want to say that he called out Barry Bonds on that one too. But yeah, you're right. They never tested positive
Why
for
would
it.
anyone-
But this
why
is a
would-
player
why
to a
would anyone
player.
care what
I think he
Jose
did.
Canseco says when he actually tested positive for the juice? Why would anyone care what he says?
Because he's a player and he was
He's
one of
just
the top
calling out people-
players.
He's just calling out players because he's upset that he got caught.
Pretty
And
much.
so 20 years later, when he's writing about stuff, he's upset that these players aren't getting caught, and he did.
Right? Wouldn't you be upset?
No, because I cheated.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
You can't say these guys are. They didn't test positive.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
I'm not gonna comment on that. You guys got it.
Wait, no, I want to hear Bill.
What about Patriots fan? If you ain't cheating, you ain't winning.
I mean, I thought he did. I think he did get caught. There was this whole like federal, I don't remember, some kind of investigation. I swear his name was like on the list of
Pretty sure it
PED
was
abusers.
because of that book.
So is Roger Clemens. That's how his name came up. Sammy Sosa.
McGuire.
Barry Bonds was there too, if you guys want to Google it. But
Look out, Google
I
it right
think
now.
an official like MLB steroid test. I don't know if he ever tested positive on one of those, but I'm pretty sure he did. Some kind
To
of,
test themselves.
I don't know, but look, hey, that's why I don't want to misspeak. No.
Why not? It's the internet. We can do whatever we
The thing
want.
is, I don't care enough about baseball that much right now. But for me, I disagree with the. Does it help you hit the ball? I mean, it helps. Yeah, it does actually, because when you are taking PEDs, when you're like deep into a game, you still have a lot more strength, and your arms aren't as tired, and you're hitting the ball hard as fuck. Oops, sorry, hard as hell, because you still got more energy. Like they enhance what you've
That's
already
a-
got. So
That's
I think it does help you.
that's
Is it easy for you and me to hit a baseball, 100-mile-per-hour baseball in the MLB? No, it's not. But if you're a Barry Bonds built type player and you're taking PEDs, yeah, yeah. Even if you connect with the ball and it's not your best, it's like you're gonna wallop that thing. Like, come on, man. Like, I don't understand why people defend that, but I do think it should be in the Hall of Fame because they have contributed to the game. They have elevated the sport. It's just unfortunate that a lot of
I don't
that
really
era was
understand.
filled with
That's a
steroids.
pretty weak argument, dude. It's a pretty
What?
weak argument.
How is it a weak argument? Performance enhancing drugs
It's a pretty
ensure that you play better. Like,
very weak. That's
how
very
is that
weak.
weak? Why did Roger Clemens could throw the ball like he was a beast? Why did he take PEDs then? Why did he need PEDs?
To compete against the other guys that were already.
Because you can also last longer.
I'm pretty sure
You can play harder, stronger, longer. Like that's another reason you take it. Like, come on, man. Like you're gonna be when all the other players are tired, you're gonna be still pitching like six.
Like nothing.
Like,
You just got out of the warm up.
Makes sense to me. You know what I mean?
So technically, Colin's right.
Yeah, but
never did get
what
caught.
I'm trying to say is what you tried to catch yourself on, and you said I shouldn't, or you were saying like I don't want to talk about something that I don't want to say. He's never been on anything.
He's never been
No
caught.
test, no
I
federal
thought
indictment, no
that's
nothing. Like nothing, not anything. There's been zero on
There's
the
a
dude.
I don't
Conseco
know if
book
that's
again. Let me
true.
look that. Let me see if I can read
That's
that
why I didn't
right
want to say
now.
it because I didn't want to misspeak.
Yeah,
I didn't want to misspeak, but let's see.
Pick up the Conseco book and see what list he's
The
on
only,
right now.
the only people that I know, Rafael Palmeiro got caught. Sammy Sosa got caught.
Yep.
Mark McGuire got caught.
Okay.
Those guys all tested for. Those are the only people in that era that I know of that actually like did it.
Even
remember Roger
Conseco.
Clemens.
Well, he came out and said that he did.
Who did?
Conseco
Oh,
from the A's. That's why he wrote that book.
brother, he still seems like he might be on steroids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He got
He's
that
like, what, 13 and 30.
And this is coming direct from a player.
Those dudes are so massive, dude.
Yeah, they are. It's crazy though.
Like-
Now McGuire
But
gets him.
it doesn't also like it's like if you like go of home run distances back then too compared to now, the dudes aren't juicing now and are hitting it just as far as Bonds and Conseco.
What is it, like
and
400,
blah, blah,
500
blah.
yards?
No, it's 400
just-
feet.
But it doesn't.
If you were doing juice, you'd hit it way farther. You know what I mean? You'd hit it farther, right? You'd hit it farther. There's not any longer distance home runs that were happening because of the juice and stuff. So I just don't.
Well,
With
the
the
sport
juice, you just
isn't
have
to
to
hit
get
the
there
longest
faster.
home
I
run.
don't really see
It's just
other
hit-
than maybe the focus.
All right, go ahead.
I was just saying that the
What's
juice gets you there faster. That's what I think. Because the body has a limit, regardless if you're juicing or not. And you can either get there naturally or not. The juice just makes it go faster, keeps you a little bit more stable. But you can do that naturally. It just takes a lot more work. And living in the country that we live in, a lot of people prefer to take a shortcut so they can make the big bucks sooner than later. That's
Yeah,
my point of view.
I think every sport's been marred by some kind of performance enhancing drug. But it's like, I don't know, bro. It's like you're telling me like just because other people can hit home runs doesn't mean like it mattered. Of course it mattered. Like the sport isn't the who can hit the furthest home run. It's like hitting the ball. And then number two, if you hit the ball out, like Barry Bonds did his job. Unfortunately, I mean, I thought he did pop on some tests. I could be wrong though. That's why I didn't want to say anything. But let's just take his name out of it. PEDs help everybody. I mean, especially when you're already at that level, right? A couple episodes ago we talked about the PED Olympics or whatever that was called, and they were supposed to break all these records, and
That's right.
and they weren't doing anything. It just shows you the level of like athlete that is out there when you're naturally gifted and work towards your craft. But anyways, baseball's not my number one sport, so you can take me out of the conversation. You'll win it. You'll probably win
Well, good.
99% of the arguments
What I was
against.
arguing, I was just
Talking
arguing
about
that,
PEDs, let's move on to
I
NFL.
was just arguing-
Okay, yeah.
Let's see who's taking PEDs there.
Yeah, training camps officially going with all the teams. What are some of the headlines and what's top of mind with you guys? I mean, Rico, you got your Steelers hat on.
Well, there's just
You've
a
been
bunch
following
of
Steelers camp.
injuries and
Yeah, I mean, mostly what Aaron Rodgers is trying to do, compare with the young bucks that are coming out, and then the whole McCarthy versus Tomlin and how the team's going to do depending on the type of they're going to try and run. One of the things that I kind of been noticing, they're trying to focus more on the offense, and I think that's why they brought in Rodgers and McCarthy. The defense is still kind of stable, at least for the Steelers. But I mean, even their defensive guys are starting to age. So those replacements are going to be coming up fairly quickly up the ranks, I think. I'm excited to see once the season starts to see who's going to start and who's not and who's going to replace the starters that get injured as they move forward. I'm excited. I think especially with McCarthy and Rodgers' new offense, we'll see how it works out. Maybe, because I know that the Steelers been hurting on the offensive side and we needed a whole makeover. That's why I think they got rid of Tomlin. Tomlin's always been a defensive guy, so the defense is stacked. It's still holding true. But the offense is what we really need to look into, and hopefully McCarthy and Rodgers can do something about that and then teach the younger guys to continue with that legacy. But it's way early. I mean, from what I've seen, people are still doing their reps. They're still trying to build their muscles. I don't know if they're taking PEDs or not, but, who knows until the tests come through.
Yeah.
But that's what I think about the Steelers right now.
And you mentioned injuries, and I know Colin wants to talk about this too. Just like clockwork, when it comes to the NFL, there are injuries already happening, especially with some cursed teams like the San Francisco 49ers. Ricky Pearsall had a PCL injury already, and their who was projected to be their backup running back, Jordan James, if I remember that correctly. He also has an injury already. He's going to probably miss the season, if I remember correct. Anything else you want to cover? There are some other things. Chris,
with
Brazil, Carolina is going to miss the season. What's that, Mike?
With Niners, Debo just signed a 1 year, $7 million deal.
Yeah,
so
right.
He's coming back. That should help at least a little bit. Yeah, but there's some bad news out of Carolina. That poor kid.
Yeah, Chris Brazil.
Yeah, great. Maybe a couple weeks now. Yeah, I was looking forward to seeing how we play.
Yeah,
and I was looking at the Kalishi, the betting site. I think they're projecting the Rams to win the Super Bowl, at least early on odds. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know why they would pick them.
Because they're a good team. Did you not see them last season? How they got Miles Garrett?
They didn't win the championship.
Well, no, but
they got dang close. Didn't
they lose by like 1 point to the Seahawks or something? Or was that the game before the playoffs? In overtime, wasn't it? Something like that?
It was a good game, but they just couldn't make it all the way through. And close only matters between grenades and love, or something like that.
Or shoes.
In football, you either win or lose on any given Sunday. You can win by a mile or lose by an inch. It don't matter.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's Fast and Furious. Sorry guys.
It's okay.
Still
Colin,
feels
did
the
you want to
same,
say
I don't know.
something? Sorry, but
Oh no, I was just saying. Oh, it feels you lose by a mile, lose by an inch. It feels the same either way.
Right?
I'm excited for the
Jordan James
Chargers,
had a rib
man.
fracture.
Very excited.
What's that?
Oh, I'm just saying I'm excited for the Chargers, but isn't he the backup for the Patriots behind Travion?
No, Jordan James is the backup for Christian McCaffrey. But I just looked this up.
Oh,
Also,
at
one of the
44. Niner.
yeah, for the 49ers. So they actually have 3 injuries: Ricky Pearsall, Jordan James, and Malik Mustafa, safety. Though it was a hamstring strain. Jordan James had a rib fracture, and Ricky Pearsall had a PCL injury. Woof.
And Ben,
Well, they have what 4 to 5 weeks to recover.
I don't know. It was also the same injury I think he had last season. I know Tua Tagovailoa also reportedly was having issues, but he came back to practice today. Yeah, it's been
Concussion
pretty
king.
crazy. One thing I see a lot of right now is I'm a Patriots fan, is like a lot of Patriots fans and Eagles fans talking trash about who won the AJ Brown deal. That is crazy. Seeing the Philly fans like, what's his name? Dontavian Wicks catches like one pass and are like, yo, this guy's better than AJ Brown. And it's like, what? The dude had like 300 yards last season. Like, you Eagles fans are being crazy right now. And admittedly, apparently AJ Brown and Drake May weren't on the same page right away. And then they had like 4 for 5 completions today and 4 touchdowns. Like, oh my god.
Jeez.
But yeah, it's exciting. NFL's always fun to talk about.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
I
What's the
don't
drama that we
know how I
need?
got
The drama that
Antonio
we
Gibson.
see.
Or James stuff.
It's
Is
okay.
Gibson even on Patriots
Antonio
anymore?
Gibson isn't on the team presently. They drafted
What
Jam
happened?
Miller from Alabama. Land Larson is back. He had an injury last season that kept him out of the game. That he got injured in preseason. And there's somebody else, Tyler Montgomery, I think, backing up Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson. Yeah. Rico, Pittman looked really good for the Steelers so far in training camp, so that's good. That's a plus for your guys.
Right. No, I was going to bring up a little bit different topic. It's still football, but what do you guys think about like college players that make money while they're playing college, and then they try to go to the NFL, and then they don't get a job in the NFL, and then they try to go back, finish off their college career in college, and still try to make more money or the same money that they were making before? In my perspective, to be perfectly honest, I think that once you leave, you're done. You take a chance. They either take you or not, and you shouldn't be able to come back. Once you decide to leave that college, you're on your own. What do you guys think about that?
I don't know about that. I mean, the NBA did a smart thing. You can enter the draft process and get some feedback, and that if the league thinks that you're not ready, you can go back to school. I love that. There's a lot of guys that are not ready. There's a lot of guys that are, but they're the cream of the crop. But you should be allowed to at least come back for one more year and get some more tape in any sport.
Interesting.
Doesn't mean you'll be able to come back to your same school, because they'll be moving on with whoever they recruited or got in the transfer portal. But you should be able to come back if you're a junior or a senior, and do at least 4 years, get some more tape.
Because education is a big thing, and they should come back to be able to finish their education and get their degree. I could agree with that, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's a bad take, Rico. It's just a job. Why can't they come back to finish college, get their degree, still play at a high level for the college, maybe not NFL level, but make some money there, and then maybe they even improve, and then they get another chance. I don't see any problem with it. Or maybe they can have a contract where if you do want to come back, you've already been drafted by, say, the Chargers.
My biggest issue...
But they've got trading for that too. But I don't see why you can't go back to college.
Well, the way I kind of look at it is like, okay, let's say that I'm working at a job and I figure this job is going to pay me more. So I quit my current job to try and apply on this other job. And then the other job's like, sorry, Rico, we don't want your services. Can I go back to my other job and make the same money? No. Then why do these athletes get that choice?
Because they're much better at their jobs than A lot of people are at theirs.
So,
Come on, man.
you know, you
Wait
know
a
what?
minute,
Should
They
there's
make a
no
lot of money for
difference
those
here.
schools, bro. They make a lot of money for them schools.
These top tier
Dude, I make a lot of money for my companies.
a lot of these top tier college kids are making a lot more money in college than they will in their first contract in the NFL. So you're going to see a lot more guys staying an extra year or trying
Fair
to
enough.
stay. Which we've already seen with Chambliss and a whole bunch of the
And
guys.
that's all right. Let them stay. You know, as long as they don't try and go and then, oh, sorry, the NFL, the NBA didn't like you. Go back to school. We'll try you again next year. No, it doesn't work like that. Life doesn't work
But-
like that, guys.
But that's because when you try to get the job, you left before you already had another job lined up. Let them get
This
the
is true,
feedback.
but isn't it the same for in sports? They leave taking the chance that they might make it into a professional league, and then the pros say, "No, sorry, we don't want you." You think you have the right to go back to the college where you were at? No. Maybe go to a different college and try that.
I want to
Well,
hear
like-
what Colin has to say. I see him nodding his head, but hasn't had a chance to speak yet. What are your thoughts, Colin?
I think they should be
Right.
allowed to go back. I think they should implement some sort of system like Michael was talking about with the NBA. Allow them to go to the draft combine and get some feedback from some NFL executives and coaches and see if they're at the level where they think they should get into the draft. And if they are, they go draft. And if not, it allows them to go back. And maybe I feel like maybe some of these colleges should be allowed a spot to open up. Where there's a status window of them potentially going to the NFL, and their status window is potential coming back, potential to go into the NFL, and you give them a certain window after the combine's over to make the decision. And if they don't
Yeah,
meet that
that's
deadline,
really
and they have to
smart.
go to
'Cause
the
not a-
NFL, well,
Yeah, that's really smart because, like,
NBA does that.
yeah, that's really smart because at that point the school needs to know what your plans are, but it doesn't. One thing that I don't watch a lot of college football or basketball, but one thing that I always thought was difficult when you're trying to build a good program was the players leaving really early because they're so good and they just go to the pros. I think with the NIL and those new rules, I think that allows the schools to really build up their program to reward the players fairly for the money that they're making for the school, but also, not to lose players in their first year or their sophomore year to the pros. And like Colin said, I think that's a great idea. Like having a window. You can't have like you win a Super Bowl and then you just decide I'm gonna go back and win a national championship for Duke
I'm
or
gonna
something.
talk to my manager and see if I can do this, where I can go and look for another job to make more money. And if I can't find one, I'll be like, "Hey, guy, can I come back to work and do what I used to do? Is that okay with you?"
I don't know. Maybe it would remove some of the, what do you call it, like the
Animosity,
volatility.
or
Like when a really star player like leaves the college program and they gotta find a replacement. Maybe you will have less of that, but I know a lot of colleges want some of those players back. Like, hey, I see you're not doing so well with the Packers. You can come back to school. Like, we'll take you back, bro. You're the first string running back. We'll take you back.
There were a
most
couple-
jobs, it's hard to use their job as a reference because most jobs are so easily to replace with another person. These
It's
dudes
the same with
are good,
sports.
Yes.
dude. You
No.
know what I mean? We're
That's what I'm
good. These
saying.
colleges want them
Colin.
back.
Exactly.
exactly
It's like,
same
I
thing
can't
with
do it if you
sports.
can't do it. Meanwhile,
You
I just
think
want to hide.
they'll have a kid doesn't want Jackson Smith and Jigba back? I mean, come on. They'd take him back in a
Oh,
heartbeat.
yeah,
Oh,
they'll take them back in a heartbeat. Oh yeah, we'll win the national title right now.
Actually, we might have came up on something really smart, especially with like the NFL. So teams cut players all the time, and you might have even like a fourth string running back. If you don't want to play fourth string running back for like the New York Jets, allow them to go back to college and like finish their degree and make some money. You know what I mean? Like, hey, why not? It's good for everybody. Plus, it challenges the NFL to be able to also do what's best for their players so they don't lose them back to college. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's have a trial period for these guys, huh? Just like, at work, you have a 2-week trial period, see if they like you or not. I guess we can do that in sports too.
Well, it's either that or they go play overseas or in the Arena Football League. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
Yeah, we're CFL.
so I'm just thinking as we talk about this. So the NBA has a G League, the MLB has double, triple, single A. The NFL has nothing. They do have what their practice
The
squads.
UFL.
Why don't they make practice
Roll
squads
League.
start playing each other? You know what I mean? Like making a little like practice squad.
That'd
league
be
or
interesting.
something.
That'd be interesting.
I
I'd
don't
be
know.
I'd be willing to watch that.
The squads play each other. Who's got the best practice squad?
Right,
Hey,
right.
you play well enough. You work for the starter. All right.
That would be pretty cool. I think that would,
So-
and that would be cool.
Not bad.
it would be better than adding more weeks to the NFL season, right? And then you got these poor players playing like 18, 19 weeks. Like, let the practice squad duke it out.
Dude, that'd
And
be
give
Yes.
your
God.
best front.
That
Here,
would
leave
be
it.
awesome.
I feel like there is like I don't know. This is just a thought of mine. I feel like there is some talent that gets in the NFL that gets looked over, and they don't even ever get a chance. It's like I feel like these coaches are looking for something specific in practice and practice squads and stuff, and watching your college tape. But what if you you have a really good smart brain, you do some good stuff on the football field that they don't just quite catch right away, and then they move you on to the next team, or you're unsigned and you never sign another team. I feel like there's a good amount of talent that kind of gets overshadowed, and coming out of
Oh,
the football.
I
Colin,
think there's a lot of
you're-
good talent in the UFL that gets signed on.
you know what? You just got my juices flowing in my brain, right? So it's like
Oh,
they should have like a relegation league, right? So it's like all these
Yes.
practice players
Dude.
play. If you dominate and you're so good, you make it into the NFL. You're getting on a team for sure, even though you didn't get drafted or something. And if you suck
Right.
on an NFL team, you get dropped to the
the UFL
You
is
get
the
dropped to
European
practice
League.
spot. Or what?
I think
do
that's
that
what they
right?
do in
Wow.
soccer.
You're still
Practice
playing,
league. The JV.
Yeah. And getting paid. Well, not paid as well, but still.
I don't know why they don't have it. I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning behind all that is. They probably have some good reasoning, but yeah, I don't really understand that one. Why there's
Maybe they just never thought about it because they're all thinking about money, 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 money.
Well, it would still make them money because of
Well,
beyond
guess
TV.
what? Yes, well, that's what I'm saying. Guess what? That's some money, money, money right there.
I mean, people watch the UFL. So why not my friends?
That is fair. That is fair. But that would be a good idea too. I think regulation league or another league where you come in and out from. Because I think that's what they do in soccer. You
would
go
say-
from the
I
premier
feel-
to the champion, from the champions to the premier.
What's the other league? Arena, and what's the other one?
The
Is there
UFL?
another league, or is it just
The U-
Arena?
UFL.
UFL. Okay,
The-
those two leagues will be gone. Done. They'd be in the water if the NFL actually came up with what we're talking about. I really feel like those leagues would just be like, see ya.
Right.
Those
Well,
guys
that-
are taking a lot of the secondary talent and stuff.
So the UFL actually has NFL backing,
Oh.
so it's becoming their spring training league or
So
their
they-
AAA. But
So they bought into it.
yeah, they gave them money. So
So you're saying there's a chance.
okay, there's plenty of guys that get signed from those smaller teams to big league NFL teams, but I still like Call of Duty better.
I agree.
Let the practice guys on TV and run. Better see it.
Right. That's interesting to see. Like, I'm excited. I can't wait till the NFL season starts to really see who's dominant, who
Me
gets
either.
injured. Like I said, any given Sunday, anybody can fall down due to injury, and then your team just gets out of whack for some time. But hopefully, at least from what I've seen lately, and they're getting bigger, they're getting stronger, they're getting faster, and you just gotta be ready to take those hits, man. PEDs or not, I mean, it's just gotta be tough either way. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
Coming up, what, 3-4 weeks, 5 weeks?
And we got high school in a couple of weeks. We got college at the end of August, early September. It's gonna
Right.
be our season.
We'll see. I want to see how they do.
They're not gonna do anything. You're gonna be trash.
What?
I'm-
Oh, get out of here!
So they're trash.
What? No way! No way! USC's gonna dominate like they
Dominate.
usually do.
Michigan upsets that pound now. You go.
Do you believe that, Colin?
Oh,
Mike over here is calling USC trash. Are you effing kidding me?
I know. I can't believe it. But, hey, I'm a diehard Trojan fan, and I always had been. But it's been downhill ever since fucking Pete Carroll screwed us over. It has been downhill. It has
You gotta
been bad ever
believe.
since he
Gotta
messed us up,
believe.
man. I
The fellow
believe,
Trojan-
but Pete Carroll, man, he knew, man. He knew what he did, and he's like, I'm gone. Just zoom. And just
Like,
left
wow.
us with the. He left us, man. He knew what he did.
I saw an interview that Beast Mode did talking about Pete Carroll and that call he made in the Super Bowl. I guess on the sideline, Marshawn Lynch just laughed in his face. And then you're punching him in the face.
That was the worst call in
Did he
history
say-
of
did
the
he say
NFL.
that? Did Marshawn Lynch say that? That's
Yeah.
oh wow.
I saw that
That's so
last
crazy.
night on a reel.
Well, guys, it's getting to be around that time again.
Well,
Any last comments? Any last ideas?
Whoa. Yeah, last thing. I find that hard to believe that Marshawn Lynch would ever say something like that, because when Pete Carroll got hired to the Raiders, who was the first player that was at his press conference?
Marshawn Lynch.
Lynch man.
Who was the only? So I really find that hard to believe that Lynch would ever say he would punch Carroll.
Trying to get them clicks.
Even though I'm not the
I'll
biggest
find
Carroll
the-
fan, F that guy. I don't think he would ever say that. Like, it might have been for fun or something, but that's crazy to say if you're at his press conference after saying something like that.
Yeah, they also won a Super Bowl together. So.
They-
And the game wasn't over after the interception, just saying. But I do have one thing to say, Rico. Congratulations to a great career. Errol Spence Jr. retired over the weekend with a record of 28-2. He lost his fight by unanimous decision. He was a great, entertaining fighter. He's retiring to spend time with his family. He had a good career. I think it's good to take care of his health while he can. And I don't know. Happy for him, so wish him the best. That's my last shout out before the end of the show.
Great fighter.
Fair enough.
Great
Well, thank you, everyone.
My last shout out.
Let's continue to keep on watching sports.
Yeah, last shout out, Bonds. I tried to.
We'll catch you
I tried
next
to save
time.
but I'm a Dodger fan. I tried.
Dodger fan. Dodger fan.
All
Come
right.
on, guys. We'll talk soon.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.
Finish him!